Happy Wednesday, everybody. Thank you so much for downloading or streaming the Be Our Guest podcast. Hope you're having a great week. Pam and Ricky join me today for more of your listener questions, and we start the show off today with news of the 2026 Walt Disney World package release. We talk about the amazing Kids Eat Free offer that's going to go on for all of 2026, plus the perks that are coming back for on-site guests during the 2026 travel year. We also get a great question about scheduling a Capture Your Moment session at Disney's Animal Kingdom Park right at park opening, regrets Michael Eisner might have had over opening Mission Space over at Epcot, and a ticket question for someone who is a participant in an athletic event over at ESPN Wide World of Sports. This and much more coming your way on today's show. Don't forget, our podcast always brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan that 2026 Walt Disney World vacation package. And for the first month, we have increased booking bonuses for those guests who add a dining package to their stay. So check out all the details today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. Every time you make a purchase and you click through that link, it supports the show. And thank you so much to our Patreon supporters. You guys make all these podcasts possible. So thank you very much for that. You can support us just $5 a month, and for that support, you get a bonus show called Mike in the Midwest. Come over this week. We'd sure love to have you. Patreon.com/beourguestpodcast.
Ready to take a trip to the world? You found the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. This is where your memories come front and center on our podcast stage.
Welcome to episode 2679 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from beourguestpodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Wednesday to you. Hope you're having a great week and glad you tuned in and you're joining us here on the podcast as we answer your listener questions. And what questions could you have? What's going on? We have all kinds of news and information because we have 2026 packages available for Walt Disney World. We have epic stuff happening over at Universal. Pam is just back from Central Florida. Let's talk. Let's pull up some tea. Are we going to spill it? Are we going to roast it? We're going to ice it? I don't know. We're going to have a good time. Either way, I just love getting together with my friends, talking Disney. You know, every once in a while Universal slips in there because I know you guys love it. It's okay. I won't abandon you. We're all friends here. It's all good. Who used to say that? MC Hammer? I don't even know. But let's have a good time over the next 40 minutes or so. Ricky's joining us. I know she's a Universal lover, and I love her anyway. So we have her here from DisneyWorldAfterAll.com. Notice it's not UniversalWorldAfterAll.com. And the Mouse for Less. What's up? It's not the Minion for Less. What's up, Ricky? Happy Wednesday. What's up? I got you.
I actually do have. You did. I actually do have a Universal website in mind as well. I have the name of it.
I just gave it to you. It's the minionforless.com.
The Minions.
No. I have an actual name in mind. I will not share it, but I do have an actual name in mind for a website, and I do plan on eventually getting the website and doing something with it. But I do have a Universal idea. So, but for now, everything is still going to be on a Disney World After All and the Mouse for Less, obviously for Universal stuff. But you definitely got some Universal stuff from me on my socials over the last week. So if you followed along with that, some good content was coming up, and I've got some more content to share too. So sorry, you got some good Universal content coming from me, but there's still Disney stuff mixed in. I promise. So
you put out the Universal stuff. I'll put out the Disney stuff over here, and we'll just keep everybody happy.
We'll meet in the middle.
There you
go.
I think there was a country song like in the 90s about that.
Yes, there was. Yes.
Meet in the middle. Who was that? That was the people that did Dust in the Bottle.
Yeah, it was Now I
Dust
can't,
in the Bottle. It's going to kill me for the rest of the night. I'll have to think about it. All right, Pam Forrester's here. She is the co-owner of the Magic for Less Travel. Pam, happy Wednesday. Welcome back. What's going on?
Happy Wednesday. It was like a whirlwind of all kinds of stuff, but all good stuff. So Glad to be back here and doing all that. Next month, I go out to Disneyland for the start of the
Oh, I'm
70th.
so jealous of that.
Awesome.
I know,
No,
so
see, that's my
that'll
jam.
be cool.
Oh,
I know. So I'm looking forward to that. There's just so many things going on. 2026 Walt Disney World, Epic Universe, and Helios, and the other two hotels that are over there, Terra Luna and Stella Nova. There's a lot going on in our little travel world right now. So looking forward to all of that.
Sure is.
okay. I'm raising my right hand. Okay, right here for all the audio people that are tuned in on the treadmill or walking the dog that are just listening on their AirPods. Right hand is raised. Mike Rallman loves the bar in that one hotel at Universal that looks like spacey.
Nice.
I gotta have a. Was that Helios? Is that the bar?
Yeah.
The one that
Bar
has
Helios?
that space
Is that
bar.
the one?
It was
The
one
new
of the
one?
hotels. It has a bar that looks all spacey looking. That bar is pretty sweet looking. I've seen video of it.
I don't know if you mean the one there.
There's a
or the
bar
one
at
at
Universal.
Stella Nova.
Maybe it's Stella Nova. There's a bar in one of those hotels that is the bomb looking. It's like space themed, kind of like Jules
Got it.
Verne-ish looking. So I
That
got
could be Helios. That could be Bar
could be
Helios too.
yeah.
And was it at the top of?
yeah,
like,
it was on the roof.
high up?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
so it was
yeah,
Bar
yeah.
Helios.
Yeah, see,
Yes.
yeah. So
Yeah.
and
And it has great views right into the park from one side. So
Yeah, so there you go. I've said my.
we ate there. The food was fantastic, and the drinks were too. Really good drinks. So
Good
both.
stuff. Well, you're just back, so give us. I mean, we're not going to talk a ton about this, but I mean, what first impressions? Like, I mean, what was a highlight or two?
So at Epic, that park is beautiful. It was, I think that they did so much landscaping work and whatnot. But in addition, the theming, I think, of each of the lands was really, really good. So Super Nintendo World, for all those folks who grew up on Nintendo
so
things
cool.
was there. There was
Getting to
also
that
the-
land is amazing. I just have to say, getting to Super Nintendo World is incredible. So
Yeah, it is. And then there's Isle of Berk, which is the How to Train Your Dragons world. So that was really, I think that there are so many different things that people are going to relate to at this park. So many things that people sort of grew up with. So I thought that was really cool. Of course, there's another Wizarding World, but this is the Wizarding World that we saw in Fantastic Beast, that we talked about this before, that prequel to the Harry Potter movies that we all know. So there is that. There's also, I thought was the most sort of abstract, but in play, when you go and see it, it's very interesting. There's a whole world around the classic monsters that you knew and watched in all those old monster movies. And I wasn't really sure what this was going to look like. They gave us, of course we knew what it was going to be, but I think that it was just sort of hard to sort of conceptualize what it would be. And it's called Dark Universe, but I think it was like, that was the one that was just sort of like, I wonder what this is going to be like. And then there's also Celestial Park, which is the park, the sort of the entrance to the park that you walk into if you're coming in from the main entrance, for that. And I think that people are really going to enjoy them. I think that there's so many things that people will find that they really love. But I will say the theming of each of these worlds is so incredible, really. I think that people who love details are going to love this, because they've really taken the details of just about everything and sort of plussed it up. So it looks great. It's a beautiful, beautiful theme park. And Helios, having that entrance, it has its own separate entrance into the park. That's sort of a game changer, because when you do that, you don't have to go through regular security and the regular lines and whatnot. You're going to be able to, guests staying at that hotel are going to be able to enter right in through that. And we entered right in through Helios. The bag check, there was like 2 people in front of me. So
Helios is the Grand Californian of DCA.
It is that kind of thing. The one thing that I do want to let people know is Helios does, so people who are used to going to Universal know that there are 3 hotels that included with the stay at that hotel, you have Express Unlimited to the first 2 parks, Universal Studios and also Islands of Adventures. No, none of the resorts at this point in time have Express Unlimited included. So that includes Helios. It does not. So, but I know. But there are other options available and whatnot. So,
well, in the next phase, when they bring Duck Hunt, Excite Bike,
Oh
and
my God.
Hogan's Alley to Super Nintendo Land, I'm in.
No,
in.
they need to bring Balloon Fight. That was the game, man.
That game was hard. But I'm telling you, those 3 right there, Excite Bike, Duck Hunt, and Hogan's Alley, where you shot the little spinny guys. Yes, I'm in, dude. I'm buying a ticket off full price. Like a 1-day ticket.
I will say you will the rides in Super Nintendo World are they're very cool. It's sort of like being in the game. So
I don't even need it to be fancy. I just love those old games. I'm so dumb. Okay, so let's talk about the elephant in the room. Not really the elephant in the room. Everybody's excited, right? I mean, our Discord's been burning up about this for like 2 months. I'm glad it finally was announced. And as this show comes out, hey,
Yep.
we're good. We're good. We can talk about it. We can do it. We can burn, we can burn the keyboards at this point. Pam, my voice is gone because this is my second podcast of the day. We just spent an hour opening up the phone lines so people could voice their opinions on the offerings for on-site guests in 2026, the deal that is out there from the jump. Disney doesn't usually do this. Usually it's like,
No.
hey, you can book rooms and packages for 2026, but guess what? We're starting you out at rack rate, no offers. Not this year. This year, offer right off the jump. It's a pretty exciting time. So Pam, give us some details for 26.
So I know this has been a shocker, right?
Yeah.
There's been all kinds of things. So first of all, 2026 packages are going to be available for check-ins or travel dates through October 31st. So I know that people have been looking through that for that, and it's here and we're finally ready. But I think the bigger news is throughout all of 2026, guests staying at one of the on-site hotels will get a free dining plan for their kids when they purchase a dining plan as part of their package.
Honestly, I think this is going to encourage people to have kids. I think it's going to cause people to have babies. I think it's going to cause an explosion in the population of the United States of America. I'm just saying.
Can I ask a quick question? Because I did have this question when I was reading everything. So does that mean, is it like when you go to a restaurant and like if one adult buys is it only one per adult in the room, or is it any kid in the room? If there's only one adult in the room, if there's 3 kids, all 3 kids still get it, right?
That's it, as long as the adults that are staying in the room. And remember, at Disney, you're an adult at 10, but as long as the adults in the room are buying the dining plan, the kids in the room get it for free.
That's awesome.
That'll be great. And of course, you have to be a kid age 3 to 9.
Yeah, remember,
Right.
So I was going to say 3 to 9 is the kids, just so you know.
3 to 9 is the kids, right? So younger kids will not get it, but they never have. You haven't ever been able to buy the dining plan for those kids. And the other good news about this is that this is not really a traditional special. It is just happening.
It's wild that it's the whole year. Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, for all
and it will be
2026.
combinable with some of the other specials that will be released throughout the year. So it's not like you'll have to choose at a later
I don't think they've done that ever, really, have they? No.
No. You've never been able to combine like a free dining offer with another offer.
Yeah, you've always been able to improve your offer.
Right.
But you give up the old offer to improve your offer. But this one, it's like, well, we can keep the kids dining offer, but possibly, we don't know exactly, but possibly maybe get a room offer later on or get some kind of a ticket offer. We don't know, but I mean, that's what they're implying at this point.
Right, for sure. And in addition, benefits like the 30 minutes of early time in all the theme parks every day is staying. So that's good because sometimes things like that go away. You're still going to get free parking at the hotels. You're still going to get early access to dining reservations and Lightning Lane for your entire stay. Still going to get hotel guests. The summer of 2026, Disney Resort Hotel guests are going to get free water park admission on your check-in day too. So they did not say it's going to be through for the whole 2026, but definitely for the summer. And we'll just have to see what happens earlier. I think one of the challenges was in January and February, as you know, sometimes the weather there gets a little dicey, and one of the water parks close if it's under a certain temperature. So
we had
lots of good stuff.
Yeah, we had a total debate on like why that would be, because I was thinking, well, nobody uses the water parks in the winter, but I'm thinking, no, that's back in Missouri. Like nobody uses water parks, but down there, like February, March are prime time to use them because people from the northern climate. So yeah, it is interesting they say summer, but again, because we're doing these out of order. I've already recorded tomorrow's live call-in show like 2 hours ago. And what we came up with is, these offers are really good to start out, but like if it says summer, doesn't mean Disney couldn't expand this out later on.
100%.
This is a good starting point at this point.
Exactly. They always want to under promise, over deliver.
Yes,
Disney's famous for that. So I think that this is where the starting point, this is what they'll see, what we'll see happen as we move forward. And I also want to encourage people, if you have a date in mind, put down the $200 deposit. That's all it takes. It's fully refundable. Just get those dates locked in, because at any point in time, they could decide, guess what? If you're booking after this date, you don't get the free dining for kids. And even if you aren't going to take advantage of the free dining, let's say you don't have kids in that age frame or whatever, we have seen select dates become harder and harder to get each time we do this. So, I mean, there's no, this isn't really a sales pitch. This is literally me telling you, these are my tips, because I've been doing this for over 20 something years.
And I'm right with you, because I do this every single day of
Not
my
a
life.
sales pitch,
7
really. I
days a
know it
week.
sounds sort of salesy, but I get nothing from this if
Yes.
you put down a deposit. Like if you end up not going.
Yeah, we don't get anything till people travel. So it doesn't matter if you deposit at all.
I'm just telling you, because I want you to have your best shot at getting what you want when you want it. So that's our little pitch. And we're going to have some special offers for guests who are booking packages with a dining plan. So
yeah, we talked about that. So think about that dining plan, especially if you have kids, you're doing character dining. It's a good deal. It's a good deal.
It is. It's the deal. You're losing money. You're leaving money on the table.
If Mickey's going to be coming by your table, get a dining plan if you got kids. I'm not saying you got to go, have kids, but if you have them already, if they're already going to be costing you money, get a dining plan. They got to eat anyway. They eat a lot. So yeah, I mean, it's exciting though. They're bringing back the evening extended hours for the deluxe guests. That's coming back too. That's another perk.
It's awesome. I love that they're expanding the perks. I love that they're expanding and not taking them away. Like we're continuing to see that happen. So
cool. So there we go. So 2026 is open. We'd love to help you out at the Magic for Less, but just want to get that out there so that we have that going. Matthew's asking, can you park hop with that check-in? Because 2025, I guess, will be the same rules. I don't even know. Could you go to?
We don't know yet because it hasn't started.
That's true.
We have not had both water parks open yet. I'm assuming
that's
yes.
true. They're not open yet. Yeah.
But we'll be seeing that soon in the next couple of weeks. That will start at Walt Disney World, and we'll have a better sense of what that looks like. But yeah, Matthew, we don't know because it just hasn't happened yet. So hopefully we get some more information on that soon.
We have some hypotheticals. We're trying to get things done for our guests. And this is one of my good friends. Just talked to him on the live call-in show about an hour ago. He's staying up late for us. So we're helping him out here. Mohawk over in Scotland. When do you think Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween tickets will go on sale? He says, this guarantees it's going to happen before the show hits the feed.
I hope that they give us a couple weeks. I hope they let us.
Yes, please. Yeah, don't do this on this week. Come on. Now.
Right.
Please.
Yeah,
Disney,
exactly.
for the love of God. Yeah, Mohawk, I'm kicking you out. What are you doing? Just stop. Just kidding.
Usually it's like sometime in May. If by remembering,
it is usually remember. May. Yeah. It's usually around before Memorial Day though. It's usually it's before.
It's like I think think they do halfway to Halloween at the end of this month, usually. So I would say they'll possibly announce it at the end of this month, and then tickets won't go on sale until the beginning of May sometime. But that's just a guess based off of past, what they've done in the past. Usually it is sometime early May though that they have tickets. So
Halfway to Halloween is such a made up COVID thing. Remember that? Because that was,
absolutely.
could we find something to celebrate in the history of life? And it was like, let's celebrate halfway to Halloween. And it's kind of stuck around. That's what was crazy. Here's a good hypothetical again from Justin. Then we're going to go to the inbox. When is Rosencrown ever going to expand their menu? We used to love going there, but they stripped the menu down, and I don't think it's worth it anymore. Has anybody been to Rosencrown lately? Because I've heard this from guests. I have heard that the menu is not what it used to be.
I went a few years back, and yeah, the menu is very pared down. Seriously, only 4 or 5 things like for the entrees, and that's it. So, I mean, I think that's one of the things that COVID knocked out their menu completely, because I know I dined there after COVID, and that's when I realized that the issue had happened. So I don't know if they'll bring anything back. I mean, it's kind of one of those, you got 4 or 5 things on your menu, you just do those things well, and that's all there is to it. So I think that's how the menu is going to be. It'd be great if they did add some additional things, and hey, you never know, we may get one of those random posts from Disney, Eats or something. Guess what? We've added an entree to Rose and Crown. But I don't think they're going to make any updates anytime soon.
I wonder what their bookings look like, because I mean, if they're always sold out, there'd be no reason to expand the menu. But I wonder if they're soft bookings. I have no idea, because I haven't thought. It used to be a really popular ADR. I don't know where it stands. You don't hear much about it.
I still think it is.
Is it?
I still think it's pretty popular. Yeah. I mean, it pops up a little more for me now than it did, but I still think it's extremely popular. So,
Pam, when's the last time you were at Rose and Crown?
For this very reason, we have not been in quite a while. There's literally,
I don't want a Scotch
4 or
egg.
5 entrees.
Yeah, that's it. It's like 4 or 5.
Rose and Crown, they took away most of the good appetizers. I would love to go there more often, but there's no way that we will. And I think that their bookings, I don't know that they're that great, because most days I can find something at Rose and Crown.
Okay, maybe I am.
So it just is, I don't know why they chose to do this. I mean, I know a lot of restaurants like sort of pared down things at different times, but this is not a choice I would make.
It's interesting because it's such a great atmosphere in that restaurant, in a great location. I mean, right on World Showcase Lagoon.
For, fireworks viewing too.
Right. Yeah. We did that big fireworks experience there for the end of Illuminations. That was amazing. I'll never forget that, because it's my favorite show and favorite people. And oh God, it was the best. Bring back Illuminations.
There's availability tonight. Yeah, I'm looking at it now. You're right, Pam. Availability is much better than it used to be.
For 3 of us, let's go. What time?
Oh, well, I did for a party of 1, but
no, see, you're not even inviting us. What are you doing? There's 3 of us.
No, I wasn't gonna. Oh gosh, for 4, there's times all up the.
All right, Justin, board. You're in. You're going with us. Justin Let's on Facebook, go. He's coming with us. We're all going. What are we getting? Scotch eggs?
Yeah. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 times available for a party.
We're in. Justin, when you're available, tonight. We're heading down. Even though you don't like what's on the menu, we're gonna get you.
Yeah, even though you don't like the menu, we're gonna go anyway and have a good time. Yeah. Yeah, there's. I'm looking at the menu now. Actually, there's, depending on how you take this, there are 4 menu items, but 3 of them are regular items like fish and chips, bangers and mash, and shepherd's pie, and then 1 is a vegetarian item of a savory impossible hot pot, which I guess is just a meat casserole. So
pass.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to say that in the nicest way possible.
And plus,
there's really only 3 menu options.
Real quick, and I was just hooked up to a GI tube for 36 hours, and I'm still passing.
There's only 2 appetizers, a coronation salad, and the Scotch egg, which is delicious.
Oh, Scotch egg is the bomb. I didn't even know what that was. I had it one time.
And then there's only 2 desserts of the sticky toffee pudding, which does sound delicious, and the seasonal gelato. So that's, yeah, you're right. It is so pared down that it's not even funny. They need to bring back some additional items on that menu. That is
it's really bad. Like each time I'm like, I want to go there, and I'm like, oh no, I don't.
You know what that menu is? I mean, honest to God, that menu is like a food and wine booth. I mean, that's basically, that's about
Yeah.
really what you have like at a food and wine booth. It's not much more. It's usually like 4 items. But I mean, you're sitting down inside and paying bigger prices. All right, Ricky's being the Casper, the friendly ghost here, and keep disappearing on us. All right, next question is from Emily over in the inbox. Hi, Mike, Pam, Ricky, and Scott. I'll be visiting Walt Disney World at the end of May with my husband, my mom, and our 2-year-old son. We're looking forward to Animal Kingdom as my son loves animals, and my husband and I love the food choices. And I can't wait for the churros at Nomad Lounge. Priorities there. Oh, churros. My mom wants to do a capture your moment while we're there, but they only have 9 a.m. available. I'm worried that it will interfere with the low early morning wait times. We want to do Navi River and the safari before wait times get too long. I will be almost 8 months pregnant. We want to keep my time in lines down as much as possible. Do you think we'll have time to do both attractions before 9 a.m.? We're staying on site and we'll be there for rope drop. Thanks for the amazing podcast. Emily from Buffalo, New York. Pam, what say you? Because Ricky was not here when I read the question.
My internet keeps dropping out.
Give me the blurb at the front again. I know she wants to try to do both these things before 9.
She's trying to do a 9 a.m. capture your moment, but she wants to do Navi River Journey and the safari before the lines get too long. So she's trying to, she's basically asking if she thinks she can do both Navi River Journey and the safari before the 9 a.m. capture your moment appointment.
No,
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Probably
the safari
not. Maybe
is
Navi.
20 plus minutes. First of all, that ride in itself is a longer attraction, and in addition, the queue, whether there's people in it or not, takes about, no joke, 5 to 8 minutes to walk.
For real. That thing is super long. Yeah. I agree.
It is. So I think that will be a challenge in that. And actually the queue for Navi is actually very long too.
It is.
Like they try to make it shorter when there aren't a ton of people, but it's just a long queue. They both sort of are. So I don't think you'll be able to do both. After, I guess I would probably be inclined.
Well, do you, so for capture your moment, do you check in at the front of the park? I'm guessing with your photographer, probably at the front.
I think you check in where you want to, where you're going to
shoot.
Where you're going to shoot is what I believe, but I'm not sure. I don't know how they do it.
I've never done it. Kim would know, but she's shooting right now at the Grand Floridian. I was talking to her earlier.
Yeah, right.
But what's up, Kim? Like say they were shooting in Pandora, then you could probably do Navi with no problem and pop out. Because the thing is, Pandora's close to the front of the park. So you could probably do Navi with no problem, but Safari's way in the back. And like you said, it's a long attraction. It's got a long queue and it's a long walk. It's just a lot of longs. You wouldn't be able, that one's out. But maybe Navi, split the difference.
Possibly. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm sort of leaning towards,
That's pushing it though, even. I mean, if you're 8 months pregnant, dude, you're hustling at 8 months pregnant in Animal Kingdom. Dude, Animal Kingdom wipes out the best of us that run marathons.
True story.
Be careful with that park. It'll get you.
Yeah.
It'll jump up and bite you like a cobra.
Yeah.
It will. No kidding. Andrew, our good friend Andrew's here from Stony Brook, I believe, back in the day. We got all the philosophical questions. I need like a turban or something, like somebody that's doing deep thinking today. Do you think Michael Eisner regretted building Mission Space?
Oh, I mean, that's a question for Michael Eisner, but
I love his tweets. His tweets are the best. Like they're just random at this point in his life. He talks about soccer and stuff.
Yeah,
and his grandkids.
I mean, I don't think I'm sure he didn't regret it. I think that it has served its purpose, and I would like to see something else go in that space, themed or whatever there, or what. I don't care. I would like to see them bulldoze that entire pavilion and start over, but Mission Space is just not my favorite, and if it went away tomorrow, I wouldn't be sad. So, but I don't think Michael Eisner regrets doing it, and I think that it was good for the time that it was there. It's good. It's good. When it was created, it was good for that time. So, you know, because we weren't going to space as regular people at at that point in life, you know. So that was still a dream.
No, yes, we
to be able
were
to do
when they
that.
built that. We were going
Well,
regularly.
no, but I mean, average people, like, you know, I mean, I use that in quotes of average people.
Oh
if you
my
count
God! Let's
Katy
don't
Perry
even
an
get
average person.
don't start with that. They're not astronauts. Just in my opinion. Okay, but we're not even going there. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So yeah. But you know that's basically mission space in a way. So I don't know. I feel like the green side is definitely like what they experienced. It's just, however.
No, they experienced maybe the orange side. I'll give them the orange side.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah, okay. We're not even starting this. Okay, you're trying to get me in trouble on this podcast.
I am. It's fine. It's fine.
Here's the thing. I'm the biggest space nut of everything. Like, I remember when they built this, I was working at space camp, right? And I'm like, dude, we're all, my whole staff, like all the teachers, we had off the week of the 4th of July because no teachers would come for professional development on the 4th of July. So we're all like, we're driving from Huntsville. We're going to Epcot because there's a bunch of us that were Disney fans down there on staff. We're wearing our flight suits and we're getting on this sucker in our flight suits. This is going to be the coolest thing ever. Disney, space, blah, blah, blah. It never lived up to the hype. Like, it just,
I agree with that. I agree.
It was, and the thing is, it had an unfortunate accident off
It
the jump, which was bad. So it had negative publicity and that was terrible, but
Yes.
it didn't have, like, it went for the thrill attraction, but it didn't have a lot of thrill. It had more kind of nauseated kind of
Vomit,
feelings
yeah.
and which, I mean, a lot of space things do. I mean, there's a vomit comet experience, you know,
Absolutely.
like the KC-135, it's what it does. But I mean, you probably don't want to do that to guests in a theme park. That's not what you're paying $100 for. It missed. It was a big miss. And I just think they could have done better. Pam, because I just think nobody goes on it. Like, it's a big hole. It's a big miss.
So in the beginning, it actually was pretty popular for quite a while. And I will say, I think one of the things that sort of impacted it was intense in a way that maybe they didn't predict. Like, I think that maybe the folks that experienced it from their perspective weren't as impacted by it.
Yeah, I get that.
You know, and think about it. I mean, how long ago did this open?
It was the early 2000s, I think.
Yeah.
Because that was when I was
Yeah.
working at space camp. So I worked there from 2001 to 2003.
So I remember being at the opening event and like the astronauts were there and
Yep.
stuff like that and just being excited. I remember, and this probably, you know, is showing my age a bit, but I wrote it twice in a row.
Oh my God. You're
God.
killing me.
On opening night, right? No way could I have done that. No way could I have done that. I can't do that now. But you know, in the beginning it was very popular and I do see people still choosing to do it, you know, to do it. But I think there are oftentimes attractions that don't have like a long span of life and they choose to redo them or change them or something. I mean, look at Test Track. How many different you know, versions of Test Track can we see?
Yeah.
Right? Look at Journey into Your Imagination. Like, and we're going to see another one with that. So I don't know. I think that Disney's probably not a company that has too many regrets because it just is not a feeling that's very valuable. I think that they take what they can, learn from it and move on and try to do it. And I keep wondering if some point we'll see a new incarnation of that. I know what they probably aren't sad that they did, and that's Space 220, which is part of that whole thing, because that is one of the hottest tickets in town. And that is a prefix meal, by the way, that people are going in and shelling out not a small amount of money to do. So if it were my company and I was looking at it from, if I had to have this to get this, I might still choose to do both.
Let me ask you guys. Let me ask you a question about that real quick because I asked both of you this. So on a scale of 1 to 100, like the continuum, 0 to 100, where do you place the success of Space 220? Like on a 0 to 100 scale?
Oh,
see, I would say it's like an 80.
It's a really hard ADR to get. It's a really hard.
One
like
of
they have
the hard.
the bar,
But you don't hear anything about it ever. Like
because
I never
it's
hear
so
anybody
hard to get.
talk
People
about
just
it.
aren't able to get it. I mean,
guess.
I look every time I'm down there, and it's full. You know, it's completely packed. So I would say it's probably close to like 95 in that regard. Like,
I guess I'm just judging success on a different thing, like, because it just, you know, like you hear it, like Ohana's always like to talk, right? And you know, there's certain restaurants that you just hear about all the time. You never hear about Space 220, but I guess if it's full all the time, that's what they want. That's
I will admit, like, I've dined there within the last year or so with Brian, and I dined there on opening day. I will admit the food has dropped off considerably from that opening day to what I had, you know, about a year ago. So like, it is not as good, I'll readily admit. But I still think for the average guest, you know, that wow factor of coming in and seeing space, you know, like there is a lot to be said about that. So
it's awesome. It's an attraction more than just a restaurant. I mean,
absolutely.
Like that space elevator, the whole thing. I mean, it's a combination between like the old hydrolators, like in the seas.
Yeah.
I mean, it blows you away, but it doesn't have repeatability necessarily, though. Like, I mean, you go to Ohana over and over. I don't think you got to go to Space 220 over and over.
A lot of people do like to go
do
to
you
Space
think
220
that?
over.
Pam, real quick, because we're gonna wrap this. But what do you think about like repeatability and like where do you put it on the continuum, like 0 to 100?
So from my perspective, I will say the first time I went there versus the last time I went there, I thought the food was better the last time I went there.
There we go.
That's funny.
Yeah, that is funny.
I think I've gone a few times and I've had fun each time. I think that there's more than 4 choices, first of all. On the menu.
There are more than 4 choices.
Take that, England. Space has you beat.
I think it's fun. I think it gives kids something to do that's not maybe a personal screen, but a big screen that is more interactive and sort of gives like that. I think that it's something that people can like if we go with new people, that's one of the things that so many people want to do. They're like, we want to do Space 220. I'm like, okay, well, this is a tall order.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I love the way that they've sort of made that lounge space available too. That there's a bar and a lounge space, and you can make ADRs for the lounge, but you can also do a walk up to try to get in too. Now the walk up doesn't always happen, but I think both of those things. I will tell you, when we were just there with my parents, I had the Space 220 lounge. I had it on a dining finder for every day we were there. No.
Couldn't get it?
Nope.
Did you tell me? Did you say you were Pam Forrester? What's up?
Yeah, that carries 0 weight. Disney doesn't do stuff like that. But no, it just is really, it is very challenging. So I think that that's something that, I think that a lot of people are going, and I think a lot of people go more than once.
I agree.
And that's what Christy over on Facebook, Christy Blom says, definitely repeatable, the lounge. Anyways, she says, yeah.
So now, but the only problem is this makes it so much harder to do anything to Mission Space, though, because they have such a popular restaurant in, Space 220 that, like, what do you do with Mission Space now? You got to keep that space theme. So now you really have to think about, if they ever redid it, you really have to think about how they're going to redo it. I mean, they're creative people. They can do that. But I really hope that they do it within the next 10 years, because I think Mission Space is way dead. So,
well, honestly, I feel like Mission Space was built in the shuttle era, and like we've gone so much further with privatization of space, and just it's a different era of space. But we're not going to talk about that because that's a long thing. We got one last question. It's from Cindy, and she says, "Happy Easter to the BOGP crew." Well, we're a couple of days late on that, but happy Easter. The Easter Bunny's still maybe making a few last rounds. Hope everyone celebrated well. If you all celebrate, I have a logistical question for y'all. I'm starting my early planning for my trip in February of 2026. I'm headed down with my gymnastics team, who are competing at ESPN on Saturday and Sunday. I'll be heading down early Thursday morning to enjoy Disney. I'm also staying longer until Tuesday evening to keep the joy alive. Here's my dilemma. Since I have the competition right in the middle of my stay, I don't know how best to do my park tickets. I can't do a 4 or 5 day as my time frame expires. I don't know if I can do 2 sets of 2 days within one visit. I'm trying to think out outside of the box, but I feel I need your insight, experience, and expertise. Thanks for all you do to keep my account on edge. LOL, Cindy up in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Go Leafs. So this is a pickle. People that do cruises, that do stays before and after a cruise, have this same pickle, not just gymnastics coaches. What say you, Pam Forrester, to this? There's really not a good answer, unless like you do like a water park option or something.
There is not a good answer. If you want to have, 2 sets of dates and you have sort of the span in the middle where you won't be using tickets, then your only option is really to buy 2 sets of tickets. One that starts, if you have a package, you can do one with your package, with the start date either at the front or the end. It doesn't really matter, because when you have a package, your tickets are good for the length of your package. Or you can do, but only within a certain time frame.
It's usually a +2, like
yes,
days. Yeah.
Right. So the other thing you can, if you're staying on a package, you could buy tickets and use them at the front of your package for the number of days that you need them. And then you can also buy standalone tickets for the end of your package. But there is not really a good solution for this.
Yeah, I wish Disney would offer like some kind of like a buyback or something for people that are doing like cruises and like athletic. Here's the one thing I might look at, Cindy, just from my personal experience. Maybe buy the tickets on the front end of your package for the first part. Look at varsity events or whoever's putting on your gymnastics competition, because they might have discounted tickets for the people that are competing. It wouldn't be much, but you might save a little bit on those tickets for the athletes and coaches. And that could get you maybe a 2-day, because usually they're shorter tickets for the people that are competing at ESPN. And maybe you can get like a 2-day ticket to get you the rest of the way through your through varsity events or whoever's putting that on.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Possibly. Stinks, but you gotta do what you gotta do. All right, well, hey, that's gonna do it. But you want to do a draft on Friday?
Yeah,
I just gotta play. There's actually, you know that song, that little ditty right there? ESPN put out a whole special on that sound. It's called 10 Notes. Somebody put it in our Discord about how they came up with that sound for the NFL draft. So that's like a sacred sound, just so you know. So we're gonna use it on Friday. We're going to draft the best quick service restaurants at Walt Disney World. So come on back and have fun with us. But until then, don't forget our podcast always brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We can help you book 2025 Walt Disney World vacations, but also 2026 Walt Disney World vacations as well, unless you want to go after Halloween. If you want to go after Halloween, sorry, not yet. But if you want to go before Halloween, even on Halloween, we're there for you. And increase booking bonuses for those folks who want to add a dining package through the first month of bookings. I mean, hello, let's do it. Let's get going. It's time. It's go time. I feel the need for speed of booking a Walt Disney World vacation. I'm like Maverick. Where's my goose? Let's go. We can also help you with Disney cruises, Disneyland trips, and Adventures by Disney. All the details are on the best site on the internet, themagicforless.com. Check it out today. Also, please use our Amazon affiliate link. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. Please click through that when you do your shopping. That helps us out. And the best way to support the show is through Patreon. You can support us over there, $5 a month. Helps us cover all of our costs. And for that, you get a bonus show called Mike in the Midwest. So come over this week. We'd love to have you at patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. You can follow us all on the social media. I'm at beourguestmike. Ricky's at Ricky Nibs. Pam's at TMFLT Pam. Instagram, Twitter, and Threads. And we'll have a live call-in show this Sunday night, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central, in all the places. Give us a holler. Let's talk about anything that's on your mind. And finally, join us in the clubhouse. It's free for everybody. It's like a 24/7 live listener question show, hangout, cheers bar, whatever you want, corner pub. And we have more than 4 items on the menu for you. Now, we really don't have any, but it's pretty awesome. We got a lot of channels. We got like 40 channels. So come on over and join us. It's awesome. It's beourguestpodcast.com/clubhouse. Bring your own Scotch egg, though, if you want. All right, we're going to be back again Thursday. Tomorrow we got the call-in show from Monday. And then Friday we're going to have a draft. Just subscribe, and it'll hit your feed. You don't have to think. And if you please do, give us a rating and a review if you like today's show. If you didn't, don't. But if you did, please do. All right, we're going to get out of here. We'll see you again down the road, less than 24 hours because we're crazy. We do a lot of shows. So for Ricky and Pam, I'm Mike, wishing you a great Wednesday. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon.
You've been listening to the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. If you have questions, comments, or would like to be a guest on the show, please visit our website at beourguestpodcast.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you real soon.